TJ with Piano Clubhouse, going to show you No Weapon by Fred Hammond. It's in the key of A flat. A flat has 4 flats: A flat, B flat, D flat, E flat. Okay, 4 flats. Not too many changes to the song. Starts out on an A flat major chord, A flat, C, E flat, and you can add this second note here, which is B flat in the scale. I always like to, or in most cases, like to add my second note to my major chords. Left hand is going to be on A flat. That's your primary bass note, and you can also alternate between this, the 5th, which in this instance is E flat. No weapon. The next chord, only 2 things are moving. These A flats for both the left hand and the right hand are both going down to G. Everything else stays the same. And lift up this C too. Yeah, we don't want this C to play. So we're moving A flats down to G and we're lifting up the C. Okay? For the next chord, after this, left hand goes down to F. Primary bass note is F. Your 5th note is C, your optional 5th note if you like. Right hand is going to go back to the A flat 1 chord. Okay? Left hand goes down to E flat now. And B flat is the 5th. Right hand goes back to your E flat major chord. G, B flat, E flat. Next, left hand continues down the scale to D flat, and your 5th here is A flat. Right hand goes back to the 1 chord. Next, the left hand keeps on going down the scale to C. G is your 5th. Right hand goes back to the E flat chord. Okay, let me stop right here just to break down once more what's going on. The left hand is going from the primary bass note, going from A flat. It's walking down the scale to G, to F, to E flat, to D flat, and to C. That's where we stopped. Right hand is only doing 2 chords, back and forth. A flat major 1 chord with the B flat. Next chord, drop this A flat to G, lift up the C. This is an E flat major chord now. G, B flat, and E flat. And you're just going back and forth between these 2 chords, back and forth until your left hand gets to C. Okay? A flat chord, E flat chord, A flat chord, E flat chord, E flat chord. I'm sorry, A flat chord. This is E flat chord. Okay. Next, when the left hand goes down to the next note of the scale, B flat, this is where the right hand goes to your A flat major 4 chord. And the 4 chord in the key of A flat is a D flat major chord. D flat, F, and A flat. And to my 4 chords, most of the cases I like to add that 3rd note as well. So in this instance, my 4 chord is A flat, C, D flat, and F. Okay? Okay. Okay. Now, once we get to this B flat, the B flat here is kind of like you dropped a ball from A flat, and the ball is falling down, falling off of the cliff. And once you hear this B flat, this is like it hit in the ground, and now it's bouncing back up. So now we're going back up the scale. B flat, C, right back up the scale you just came up. You just fell off of. The exact same notes, okay? Watch the left hand right now. I'll show you the chords for the right hand in a minute, but just watch the left hand. Going down the scale, this is the beginning, to F, to E flat, to D flat, to C. Now we hit the ground, and we're bouncing back up. C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. Okay? We're just going down the scale, hit that B flat. B is for bounce. Bounce back up. Okay? Real easy left hand. Probably a song with probably the easiest left hand in the world. Right hand. Okay, we've already done the walk down. Same 2 chords in the right hand. gave you this 4 chord for the B flat. When you get to this C, when we're bouncing back up, we're going back up the scale. The C, right hand goes back to an E flat major chord. G, B flat, E flat. Okay. When you get to the D flat, we go back to that 4 chord. So now we're alternating between these two chords. 4 chord, E flat chord. This E flat chord is technically called the 5 chord. So we're going 4 chord, 5 chord, 4 chord. Then when we get to the E flat, we go to the, let's do A flat, D flat, and E flat. Okay, that's kind of the only odd chord in there. When you get to the F, go back to the 4 chord, which is the D flat major chord. Then when you get to the G, go back to the E flat chord. Okay, there's only really 2 chords back and forth with that odd chord in the middle. And then once we get to the A flat, go back to the 1 chord. Real simple. Left hand walks down the scale to B flat, goes back up, back to A flat. Right hand, 2 chords going down. 1 chord, 5 chord, or the E flat chord. 1 chord, 5 chord, 1 chord, 5 chord. Then we go to the 4 chord, 5 chord, 4 chord. Here's the only chord that that is not one of those alternating patterns. A flat, D flat, and E flat. You can add the B flat if you like. Then when you get to this F on the left hand, 4 chord, 5 chord, 1 chord. That's the entire verse of the song. Okay, let's put it together. Let me show you one chord I did that I didn't show you. Right here is an optional chord you can do. I think I showed you go to the 1 chord on this E flat. If you want to kind of break the monotony here, instead of going to this 1 chord, instead of this A flat here, play G flat and raise the C up to D flat. This is a G flat major chord, and we're adding the 6th, E flat. Okay, moving on to God.